Hey, hi, how are you, family? Welcome back to this channel. My name is Rindo. I am a self-proclaimed expert of the manga series, The 100 Girlfriends Who Really Love You. I'm not joking, that's the actual title. And yeah, I guess expert is kind of stretching it a bit too much, but I do know my stuff about this series. I talk a lot about this manga a whole lot in my channel, so if you're interested, please do check it out, right? And today we're gonna be continuing off from this series of mine, right, where I gauge and measure on how easy would it be for people to cosplay the characters from this manga. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a look at the character designs of the character, right? There's gonna be a bunch of categories, and I'm gonna be rating them from a scale of 1 to 5, with 5 being okay, I can easily pull this off, I have the time and resources to get it done, and voice crack, and 1 being I don't have the time, money, no resources to pull it off because I just don't, right? So yeah, with that being said, let us continue, fam. Mind the voice crack. To pick off where we left off, let us take a look at Akos. Now, her head area, right, which is this part right here, I would give it a 1, which means it's super difficult. I believe it's really gonna be difficult to pull off. It's the most challenging, in fact, with Ako's cosplayer when cosplaying Ako, in my opinion, right? And my reasoning for this lies from her wig, right? So medium length wig, platinum blonde color with pink ends right here, and of course a ponytail. Now, similar to what I've said when I talked about Kishika and Momiji's wig design in particular, right? Those two, and including Ako, are girlfriends or characters with ponytails, right? And for ponytails, or for cosplaying ponytails, characters with ponytails, one approach is to separate the wig, or sorry, this portion of her head right here, that the wig that you wear on her head, and the ponytail. Like, ponytail would be sort of a clip-on, right? And with clip-on ponytails, I believe it's really gonna have to be custom made, right? So with that, it's going to cost a lot of money. It's going to be quite expensive, and I believe even more so because it has to follow this particular color scheme, right? With platinum blondish color, right? Platinum blondish or silverish color with this pink end right here, and of course pink ends right here, and of course you have to also sort of style it to make it look really nice and wavy, so to speak, right? So there's that. For her eyes, blue contact lenses, and for the entire accessories, let's get a rundown on it. Heart accessories that you can find here on her bangs. You can just simply use heart pins, ribbons, pink ribbons that you can attach right here beneath her, or tying rather her ponytail, and of course a scrunchie that covers up, or that ties her ponytail, right? And she also has a black choker attached to her neck and a heart sticker under her left eye. Now the thing, fam, with Ako's entire design, right? You don't necessarily have to follow the exact look, right, of the accessories, because I believe it's gonna be quite difficult, even more so difficult. But you can just have any accessories, so long as, or it's even better if it's within the same color scheme, which is that of the hues of red, scarlet, or not scarlet, I guess, yeah, red and pink hues, right? So there's that to consider. And yeah, let's take a look at her upper portion. Her upper portion rather is quite easy in a way as well. Simply put on a white polo with a pocket right here. You can just roll up the sleeves to make it look like this. A ice cream pin or clip that you attach to the pocket. You should have a big pink bow tie, which I guess you can find one online, or you can style it or make it by hand, I suppose. I don't know if you can do that, but I guess finding one online, or a similar one online, would be easier for that matter. Armbands as well, you can have it attach them here and here, left and right, and some rings for her fingers on both her hands as well. For her lower portion, I would give it a 3. Her pink jersey, for 1, if you have a pink jersey already, then that's good. Or if you have a pink hoodie, I guess you can use that as well, so long as you can wrap it or layer it underneath your the mini skirt, right? Or the mini skirt. Pink stockings and white leg warmers, and you have yourself a Ako cosplay. But yeah, the head portion is really difficult to pull off, right? And similar with Utos as well. Now, I would give her head portion a 1, not necessarily because of her wig, but rather her hat, right? Now let's take a look first at her the wig to use, which is a short length hair in the color of cyan-ish or turquoise hue, right? And the thing is with Utos, and similar with that of Akos, right? I believe you're also gonna need to have this custom made, because correct me if I'm wrong, right? But if you would buy most, or at least in my opinion, when I search for wigs online, more often than not, the color of the wigs is just one constant color, right? So if you want a red wig, all of the wig is red, right? If you want the blue, all of it is blue. But with Utos, you can see right here, right? There's a bit of blue, a blue hue on the top. Then as it goes lower, it lightens. The color lightens, right? So with that, possibly you may be looking at a wig that has to be custom made, right? And with Utos as well, you'll notice that in some of the designs of Uto, her hair also has this sort of feature, right? Or this style where there's a bunch of white glitters that resemble stars. It looks really pretty. It does. But if you pull it off in real life, I bet it would look even prettier. But it's so difficult, and I imagine expensive as well to get and obtain, right? So yeah, on that matter, really difficult. Cyanish contact lenses for her eyes, or bluish contact lenses as well, I suppose, right? Or yeah, for that matter. And her hat. Now I tried searching lots of different things online as to what this hat is called. I tried Robin Hood hat, medieval hat, Peterman hat, Bard's hat, almost anything that I can think of, right? But it's difficult for me to I guess find. Maybe it's just me, but if you really know the name, then yeah, good for you. This is good. So yeah, if you can find one of these designs online easily, then yeah, go for it. But yeah, for that matter, I believe it's really gonna be difficult, because you also have to attach this belt buckle right here and a feather. Her upper portion, let's take a look at the inner the inner layer first, which is her school uniform. Same with Kurumi's. It's a grayscale uniform with a black lining right here, and for her tie, she uses a cravat, right? A cravat tie. So yeah, inner, you can just use a polo. You can have a white polo as well. Now the thing is, right, while we're in the topic of school uniform, I want to take a look at the lower portion, which I would give a 2 as well, because of this part right here. I'm sorry I put mini skirt, right? Because it's not a mini skirt, right? It's not a mini skirt. It's I wouldn't even know what to call it. Short shorts, is it, right? Because unlike with Chio or with Kurumi's uniforms, they do have gray suits, right? Gray blazers, right? But for their lower portions, they wear a skirt, mini skirt, a skirt with a particular pattern. But with Uto, it's not a skirt at all. It seems to be like, okay, imagine pants, right? But they cut off up until this area right here. So mini pants, is it mini pants? If there's a mini skirt, is there a mini pants as well? I don't know, I forgot the name of it, but yeah. And that is the one difficult thing about this cosplay, right? It's that you're really gonna have to make this custom made in order to fit the same hue or the same color as with that of the suit. Or better yet, if you can just happen to make the suit and the skirt at the same time, customize it at the same time, right? Or make it tailor-made at the same time, then that'll be so much better to have it really consistent. But if you're gonna buy them separately, you're really gonna have to watch out for the color scheme, right? To make sure that it's similar. Yeah, and going back to her upper portion, right? Her cloak, right? Green cloak, which has this sort of teared or worn out effect at the end, which you can easily do. You can just tear it out by hand manually, or you can light it on fire for a bit, right? And put the fire out as soon as it has those sort of burnt effects, right? And of course, be careful when using fire. For her scarf, light brown scarf, you don't need to buy a actual scarf, right? You can just use a simple cloth as well, which is really cheap. Same with that with a cloak. Just use cheap fabric materials. And yeah, going back to the scarf, light brownish color with a teared or worn out effect in the end, using the same or whatever techniques that you can. And the thing with her cloak as well, fam, that we need to consider is that it has to match with the hat, right? Because the thing is, right, I don't really, I guess I can allow it if the color of the wig, right, or sorry, of the hat and the cloak are not similar with that of the actual design, right? As long as it's within the range of a dark greenish color tone, then it's fine. But if the hat and the cloak have different colors, and that's another thing. Personally, I don't like that, because it would seem more appealing if they really do have the same color. So if you buy the hat first, right, you have to make sure that your cloak matches or roughly matches the color of the hat, and vice versa, right? If you manage to, or if you can manage to have both the hat and the cloak custom made, then even more so it will be better, because you can really know for sure that the colors would match. So yeah, it's really gonna be expensive for that matter. And you can't forget about her white ocarina as well, which, yep, it is expensive. That is expensive to obtain, right? You just get an ocarina, attach it, or use a string and attach it, right? So you can hang it over your neck, right? So yeah. And of course, you can't forget about these pins right here as well, that these pins are attached to her cloak to make it to keep it secure. So you can just use pins and a design to cover it up as well. Now for her lower portion, I've already discussed about her mini, not skirt, but mini pants, I suppose, whatever this is called. But her boots as well is also a difficult beast to tame, because like Nadi's, it has that cowboyish aspect to it. But I know, yeah, this Uto's design is based off on a minstrel's look, right? A minstrel's attire. And I've been searching on the internet what these are called. I don't know what they're still called. Maybe you know. I'm not sure. Please share them to me what its name is, right? So yeah, I imagine these are made out of leather, I suppose. I don't know. And it has this sort of buckle thing going on. So this whole thing is it's difficult. It's difficult to obtain. Next, let's talk about mice. For her upper portion, I would like to start with this first. Her upper and lower portion as well. Rather, I would give it a 3, because it is similar with that of Mace. It's a simple made outfit. Just follow these parameters. It has black and white. It has this long skirt, long apron with this design right here, and some frills right here as well. Perhaps you can find one easily online, as long as it's a nice made outfit with a design similar to this, then it's fine. Now for her head area, right, I give it a 2. Now, wow, it's similar to that of Akos and Otos. It has that sort of blend thing going on. Wait, in fact, wow. Okay, epiphany. I just realized this right now, right? Okay, I'll explain it later, right? So yeah, it has that blending thing going on, where you have this sort of, the dominating color is silverish hair color, right? Silverish color with brown ends right here, right? And yeah, the length is short, so short hair. And you have to also have this braided portion right here, and a hair accessory to attach with that braid. I believe you can just use any color for the gem right here, and a white cloth to make it, to attach it on top of it, right? So there's that. And yeah, overall with mice hair wig design, yeah, in a way, quite challenging a bit. Styling wise, I believe it's quite easy, at least on the front end, but with the braid it's gonna be quite difficult. It's gonna be challenging, so you're really gonna have to I guess watch some reference videos on how you can pull that off. But one thing, yeah, about Mai as well is that her hair color is difficult to obtain, right? And speaking of hair color, right, let's now move on to Momoha, which is the last girlfriend's character design that I want to talk about. Momoha's hair is also similar with that of Mai's, Uto's, and Ako's, all because their hair colors, fam, I also just realized this, right? You learn something new every day. Their hair colors, the hair colors of these 4 girlfriends are hair colors with different colors mixed in, right? So with Momoha, the dominating color of her hair is darkish, right? She has a short darkish hair with a light red accent on the top right here. So yeah, you're gonna want her, you're gonna want to style her hair in a sort of poofy or volume, really nice volume on these ends, right here on the sides rather, right here, to give it this to give this shape. You're also gonna have to watch for these the ends of, or yeah, the lower portion of her hair right here, right? It's not gonna go all the way through here, right, or back on the back, but just right at, that's just right enough to make it, or to reach the bottom of her collarbone, for that matter, I suppose. Yeah. And now going back to the red area, the red hue of it, right? My gosh, Momoha, your hair is difficult to, yeah, it's also that's difficult to obtain. Yeah, I believe this is also gonna have to be custom made, right? Because yeah, you need to have it match. You have to also really match the the color of this design, right? So that's gonna be difficult. And what's more so, right? It's not only this sort of color is not only found on the top, but if you notice, right, if you zoom in, you notice that some parts of her, some strands of her hair as well, are also dyed, or also has this sort of color as well, right? And now, okay, the thing about Momoha fam, right? From we got to see or take a look at a bonus story where we get to see young Momoha, right? And Momoha in her younger days, right? Or when we take when you see her character design when she was just a child, right? Her hair color is bright, right? Because in the manga, right, because manga is in black and white, it's difficult to know what color is what, right? And we don't get to see a colored version of it yet. But my theory is that her original hair color is this, which is sort of light peachish, peachy or reddish hair color, right? And over time, she began to dye her hair, or her hair began to naturally also develop this sort of darkness to it, right? I'm not so sure, but yeah, the top of her head, yeah, just keep into consideration that sort of light reddish color to it, and of course, strands of her hair also has to have that same color. In conclusion, you have to Momo's hair wig is gonna have you wanna custom make it. Yeah. Her contact lenses are for her eyes, light reddish contacts. For her upper portion, really simple, just a black tank top, right? And I just added this red jersey because most of the time she also does have her jersey on with her. So yeah, there's that. And so yeah, just take note that the jersey has to be, of course, red, and if as much as possible, really have these white designs or these white stripes as well. So yeah, but overall, really easy to pull off, or really easy to get, I suppose. I get her tank top, but the jeans or the jersey that she wears, maybe you can find one online as well. So yeah, for lower portion as well, jersey pants that match, of course, the jersey jacket, and some slippers as well, because yeah. And for her accessories, I've added here an accessory that you can use, a prop that you can use for Momoha, which is a sake bottle. You can just recycle, or yeah, you can get a old recyclable wine bottle, right? Any wine bottle of your choice, and print out a label of sake's bottle, right, which you can find one in the manga chapters as well. So yeah, I apologize if that took longer than I expected, but if you've managed to make it this far, thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate it. So yeah, yeah, exactly, right? When we take a look at the girlfriends, right, from the manga, we just, they're really pretty, they have amazing character designs, but if we take a look at the perspective of trying to cosplay them, yeah, it really is difficult to pull off their cosplay, or at least when we took a look at the girlfriends, right, these 4 girlfriends in particular, Ako, Uto, Mai, and Momoha, my gosh, their wigs really do need to be tailor-made. They really do need to be custom made because of the way that they their color, right, or because of their color. And it's pretty, right? It really is. I believe so. I really do believe that they're so pretty. I love it, right? But I'm afraid if we're gonna cosplay them, it's gonna be very difficult and expensive to pull it off. So yeah, just be careful, right? Be careful, and of course, spend your money wisely and make really good decisions when you go about cosplaying these characters, right? And of course, never give up, never lose hope as well, because one day I believe you can do it, right, fam? And yeah, with that being said, thank you for listening and take care.